markets are generally stuck in range as U.S. equities failed to maintain initial gain and ended flat. Asian stocks opened lower but were then lifted by manufacturing data, which in turn triggered some selling in the Japanese yen. Nonetheless, there is no decisive moves in the currency markets yet. The euro also failed to extend its gain against the dollar as there was no green light for a release of the next tranche of bailout funds for Greece yet. Instead, after a conference call, the Eurogroup of finance ministers issued a statement urging Greek authorities to solve remaining issues so as to swiftly finalize the negotiations with the Troika institutions. And the officials emphasized that release of the next round of money was subject to the completion of prior actions by the Greek authorities. German Finance Minister Schäuble said that there are a lot of difficult issues that still need to be resolved, and the next report by Troika won't be ready before November 11th. The official Chinese PMI manufacturing index rose to 50.2 in October. That's the first expansionary reading in 3 months and affirmed the views that China is bottoming out. Analysts noted continued improvement in sub-indexes including new orders, export orders and quantity of purchases, that all added to signs of improvement in the economy. Also, some pointed out that the impact of prior policy easing could have been stronger than originally expected, and the economy might pick up further momentum in Q4. Nonetheless, new export orders remain in a contractionary region which indicates continued external weakness which could drag down recovery. And continuation of policy easing is generally expected among analysts to counter this. Meanwhile, the final reading of the HSBC PMI manufacturing was also revised up to 49.5. Yesterday the Swiss National Bank said in its quarterly report that it lowered its euro reserves to 48% at the end of September. That's a significant drop compared to 60% at the end of June. Holdings of US dollar, British pound, Japanese yen and Canadian dollar were increased during the period. A Swiss National Bank spokesman Walter Meyer said that the drop in euro reserves reflects a rebalancing which brought them down to our desired long-term level of around 50%. Meanwhile, the central bank also said it had profits of 16.9 billion Swiss francs for the 9 months through September, with a 94 million gain from franc positions and a 6.2 billion gain in gold assets. Looking ahead, Swiss retail sales and SVME PMI will be released in the Eurozone session, but the main focus is on UK PMI manufacturing, which is expected to drop from 48.4 to 48.0 in October. Employment data will be a major focus in the early US session, with the Challenger report and the ADP private employment featured. The ADP report is expected to show 137.5k growth in October. Jobless claims will also be released and are expected to be steady at 370k. Then, the Institute for Supply Management and Consumer Confidence report will take attentions.